Good morning and welcome to your practice. My name is Dawn, and today we're going to be moving through a beautiful morning flow to wake up and stretch the body. Begin by laying down on your back. Begin to consciously connect the whole backside of the body to the floor and just begin to feel the heels on the floor, the backs of the legs, the backs of the hips, the butt cheeks, the upper back, backs of the arms, backs of the head, and see if you can just relax the body completely here. Take a few moments to scan the body. Just notice how you're feeling. Any pains, any tightness, soreness, any areas of the body that might need a little extra love and attention in your practice today. Begin to notice the breath, just the natural breath moving in and out. Notice the gentle rise and fall of the chest and the abdomen as you breathe in and out. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So just as you are bending the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. If you notice your feet kind of sliding away from you, that's all right. Just try and relax the legs, the knees, the hips as much as possible. And allowing the force of gravity to draw the knees down towards the floor. So we're not physically using our muscles to bring the knees down. And see if you can relax, especially the inner thighs, the inner groins. And then once again, take the awareness to the breath. And while you're here, counting backwards, count 27 natural breaths. So one inhale and one exhale is one count. Consciously relaxing the hips, allowing the knees to lower. Awareness on the breath. If you lose count, don't worry, just simply start again. If you notice different thoughts coming to your mind, just notice what you're thinking about and then allow the thoughts to pass or bring your awareness back to your breath. Completely at ease. No effort, no strain. Can you release your hips a little more? Relax. And let this be your last counted breath. Noticing how the body feels in this position. How do your hips feel? Noticing any sensations. And we're going to take the backs of the knees with the palms and just gently bring the knees back in towards each other. Bring the knees in toward the chest. Just maybe gently rock from side to side. And return the feet to the floor about hip distance apart. And try to bring the heels a little bit close toward the body. We're going to press the palms into the floor. And on your next inhale, lift the hips up. Press into the feet. Press into the shoulders. Press into the hands. And lift up. If you're very comfortable here, you can interlace the hands underneath, kind of shimmy your shoulders between you and the floor. Steady breath. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Press into the arms, lift the hips up. Bring one knee up toward the chest and lower. Bring the other knee up toward the chest and lower. Release the hands and slowly lower the knees back down to the floor. Once again, bring the knees into the chest. This time we're going to rock up and down the spine. Just a few times. All the way to sit. And all the way back down again. And then make your way to tabletop. Onto your hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, knees below the hips, palms below the shoulders. Inhale, we'll then do some cat and cow, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, round and curl the spine, tailbone tucks, chin to the chest. Follow your own breath 5 times. On your next exhale, come to neutral. We're going to lift up the right leg, just hip distance behind you, and lift up the left arm. Reach forward with the fingertips, reach back with the toes. Focus on stability. Begin to bend your right knee and reach the left hand towards the foot. If you can't reach it, just stay here, pressing down with the right hand, chest lifts up. If you can reach the foot, hold on to it and kick the foot away from you. So it's opening up the chest and your left shoulder. Release. Back to all fours. Once again, 5 cat-cows with your own breath. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine. See if you can follow your own breath. Connect your body movements to the breath. And again, on your next exhale, bring the spine back to neutral. This time we lift the left leg just up and back behind you, right leg forward. It might be a little tricky to balance. That's okay. Try to find stability. We're just about to bend the left knee, reach the right arm back. If you can't hold it, it's okay. Just keep reaching in that direction. If you can hold it, go ahead, hold it. Kick the foot into the hand and allow your right shoulder to begin to move backwards. Chest lifting up. And release. Back to center. We're going to come into a quick child's pose. Hips towards the heels. Big deep breath in, fill up the lungs. Exhale, relax. Go ahead right away. Look forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. Pedal the legs out here, bending one knee at a time. Notice how do the backs of the legs feel this morning? We make a little bit of space, a little bit of stretch into the backs of the legs. I'm going to step the right foot forward, place it in between the palms, left heel comes to the floor, and then lift yourself up, coming up into warrior one. Palms join over the head. So the left hip comes forward, right hip pulls back. So your hips are square to the front. Sink a little deeper into your front knee. Reach the arms up. Maybe look up at the palms or keep looking straight ahead of you. Make your exhale longer. Bring the palms to the center of the chest. Straighten your right leg. A little micro bend in the knee is okay. I'm going to take the hands behind the back. You can hold on to the elbows at the back of you. Press into the feet. Lift the chest. Keep this length in the spine and begin to forward fold. We're going to bring the belly on towards the right. Remember, a little bend in the right knee is all right. And you can stay at any point. You feel the stretch, you want to stay there, stay there. No need to lower the head any further. We're looking to bring the belly to the thigh, chest to the knee, chin to the shin. So as far as you go, stay and hold. Shoulders draw back. Press the right foot firmly into the floor. On your next inhale, press into the feet. Lift the chest up. Release your palms. We're going to shift the weight onto the right leg and bring the left knee up toward the chest. Bring the palms into prayer in the front of the chest. Very slowly, we're going to extend the left leg back behind, coming into warrior three. Find your stability on that right leg. And again, very slowly, gracefully lower the left leg to the floor. Warrior one. Palms come all the way down. Side of the right foot. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Chest forward into plank. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. Fingers spread wide. Engage your core. If you notice your breath speeding up, make your exhale longer. On your next exhale, hips lift up. Downward facing dog. Now we're going to step the left leg forward, finding warrior one on the second side. Drop your right heel to the floor, lift your chest up. Again, just squaring hips off, so right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. Lower into your front knee. And when you've got your stance, go ahead and reach your arms up, looking in front, or maybe looking up at your fingertips. Feel strong in the legs, feet grounding, chest, fingertips lifting, breath steady. Bring the palms to the heart center, straighten up your front leg. We're going to find our pyramid pose on the second side. Take your hands behind your back. Hold on to your forearms or your elbows. And begin to lower down. Remember, we're looking for length in the chest, strong legs, and begin to bring the belly towards the thigh. Long exhale. You don't have to get all the way down. Wherever you feel the stretch, just pause here. We don't want to round the spine. We want to keep the spine long. Belly towards the thigh. Chest towards the knee. Chin toward the shin. Press firmly into the feet as you inhale, lift up. Release your arms. You can bring them in prayer. Transferring the weight to your left foot. Bring your right knee toward the chest. Find your balance, find your stability. And whenever you're ready, we're slowly going to take the right leg back into warrior three. Extend out in front, chest lowers. And again, very slowly, gracefully, drop the right foot to the floor, reach the hands up. On your next exhale, hands to the floor. Step your left leg back, downward facing dog. One more time, we come into plank pose. Spread the fingers, press the floor away from you. 5 breaths. See, you can make your exhale longer. Telling your body it's okay to be here. We're not in any danger. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up this time. Bend the knee. Give yourself a little stretch. And then bring the knee forward, placing it on the floor just behind the right hand. Come into pigeon pose. Gently press into the floor, lift the chest, allow the hips to drop down. Keep this length in the spine as you lower the upper body over your right knee. Notice your breathing. How are you breathing? If your heart rate has sped up, make your exhale longer, allowing the body to relax. Stay here or release the chest towards the floor. Forehead can rest on the floor or on your hands. Take the awareness of the breath to the back, to your back of the body, the upper back. Notice how the breath expands the back side of the body. And then as you exhale, notice how the front side just kind of releases and melts into the floor. Begin to come out of the pose, so coming back up onto your palms. We're going to tuck the left toes and lift the right leg up and back behind. Pause here for a moment in down dog, and you might notice a difference between the right leg and the left leg. And just observe, notice what kind of effect the pose has had in your body. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up and back, bend the knee, and give yourself a little stretch. Bringing the knee all the way forward, finding pigeon on the second side. Allowing the hips to lower into the floor, finding that length in the spine. And when you're ready, begin to lower the belly towards the floor. Coming onto your forearms, or maybe lowering down all the way. Forehead can rest on the hands. Noticing any sensations, any tightness in the hips you feel. You might notice this side feels a little bit different than the first side. That's very normal. 2 different hips can feel 2 different ways. Just get to know your body better. Notice the similarities, the differences. Notice where you find space and where you find tightness and resistance. It's all good. And your body can feel very different even from one day to the other, from one practice to another. So no need to judge. Just observe. Notice and be in the moment. We're going to get ready to come out now. Coming back up onto your palms, tucking your right toes. Go ahead and lift up, downward facing dog. Again, noticing the hips, noticing the backs of the legs. Bring the knees to the floor. Once again, butt to the heels, lower the chest down, lower the forehead down. Take some deep breaths here in child's pose. Allow the belly to sink onto the thighs. Allow the hips to rest onto the heels. On your inhale, lifting the head. Sit up onto the heels. Lifting the chest. Take 3 deep breaths here. Filling up the lungs completely and exhale completely. Empty, 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 and inhale again. Fill up, fill up, fill up. And then empty, empty, empty completely. Inhale, fill up. And exhale. Come now to sit on your butt. Extend the legs out in front of you. We're going to take the right knee, bend it, and just step it over the left leg, coming into a simple twist. With your left hand, hold the right knee towards the chest. Your right hand will go behind the back. Use your fingertips to press into the floor, lift the spine, and begin to twist. Maybe looking to the side, or if your neck allows it, looking towards your back wall. Hug the knee in toward the chest. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to twist. Belly turns to the right side. Make sure you can breathe. And release. Extend the right leg back out. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take the left knee now in toward the chest. Step the foot just behind the right knee. With your right hand, hug the left knee into the chest. See if you can move the belly over the left thigh. Take your left hand behind the back, press into the floor. Inhale, lift the chest, and as you exhale, begin to twist. Inhale, sitting up taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Breath nice and steady. Always make sure that you can breathe. Sometimes it can be more difficult when we're in twists. Notice how you can use the breath in the poses, to stay in the poses, to go deeper in the poses. And release. Extend both legs out in front. We're going to take a forward fold, a little bend in the knees, it's all right. Inhale, reach the arms, extend up. Keep this length in the spine. And just like we did earlier, we're going to fold from the hips, belly to the thigh, reach your ankles, reach your shin, reach your toes. We don't need the head to come down. We want the belly on the thighs. Keep looking up or look at your toes. Once you're here, you keep your belly glued to the thighs and then maybe begin to inch the feet forward. And once you feel the stretch, stay there. It doesn't have to be the deepest stretch. You might feel it in your low back. You might feel it in the backs of the thighs. And once again, breathe. Looking for a straight spine. With that straight spine, you can begin to lower down, bending the elbows, bringing the elbows towards the floor. This is a really great stretch for the back. If you feel it too much in your hips and it's not comfortable in your spine, bend your knees deeper and then take your forward fold. And we're going to release as you inhale, lifting the head, release the hands, maybe shake the legs out. Come to the center of the mat, bend the knees. You can assist yourself with fingertips on the floor. We're going to come into boat pose. Again, we keep this length of the spine, belly engaged. Begin to lift the legs up. You can keep the legs bent. You can extend the hands if you're comfortable. You can extend the legs straight. Any level where you can engage the core. Feel it work. Don't make it too easy. Don't make it too hard. Breathe. You can do it. Hold a few more seconds. We're going to lower to low boat. Lower back on the floor, feet just off the floor, chest just off the floor. Let it burn, let it shake. And release. Release all the way to the floor. Big, deep breath in. Just sigh it all out. Find a comfortable place. Allow the feet to be apart, toes opening naturally to the sides. Arms away from the body, palms facing upward, fingers naturally curled. Go ahead and close your eyes, close the mouth. Tongue rests on the upper palate of the mouth. Draw the chin slightly into the chest just to find a little length in the back of the neck. And again, notice the breath. If it's sped up in any way, exhale longer. Allow the body to relax. Consciously take your awareness to all the parts of the body, consciously relaxing them. Relax the feet, just let them be limp, let them be heavy. Relax the big muscles in the legs and the hips. Relax the shoulders and the chest. Relax the forehead, the jaw. Allow yourself to be very heavy, heavy on the floor. Surrender completely. And now taking the awareness to your breath. Just like in the beginning, we're going to keep the breath natural and begin to count 27 natural breaths. So beginning at 27, count backwards all the way to 0. 1 inhale, 1 exhale is 1 count. Try not to change the breath or control it. We're just observing, we're just counting. And remember, if you lose count, just start again. If you find yourself thinking about things, just bring your awareness back to the breath and begin counting again. Awareness on the breath. awareness on let this be your last count of breath. Notice the body. Notice the stillness in the body. Notice how the muscles feel. Noticing any effects from your practice today. And begin to bring a little bit of movement back into the fingers and into the toes. Take the head from side to side. You're going to roll over onto any side. Pause for a breath or two. And then gently press yourself up with your hand, coming back to seated. Take a moment just to appreciate your body, give gratitude. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you once again for joining.